Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're gonna be checking out a beast of an e-bike. This is the Aniioki A8 Pro Max. And guys, this thing is an absolute beast, especially when it comes to range. We'll get into that in a second. So this bike is on Aniioki.com, and you can get it for $18.49 using our coupon code EASYHEIMER. So that'll save you a few bucks. And guys, this is a fantastic bike. So let's get into it. All right, so right off the bat, how fast does this thing go? This goes up to 33 miles per hour, which is absolutely awesome. Has a lot of torque too. This is a 52 volt e-bike with a 60 amp hour battery. And guys, that battery, it's humongous. That'll get you up to 200 miles of range on the lowest power setting. And guys, that is absolutely insane for an e-bike. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you actually how to take that big battery off. So what you do is take your keys here and you wanna turn this will pop up and this battery comes out. It is a heavy battery at 33 pounds. So that's the next thing we're gonna get into is how much this thing weighs. So the bike itself without the battery weighs 68 pounds and that battery alone weighs 33 pounds and that equals 101 pounds. So guys, keep in mind, you might be like, that's a little heavy for an e-bike, but if you want the power and if you want the range, you can't have both without having a big battery and some power to the bike. And you also need to have a sturdy frame that's gonna handle that power. So this is what you have here. This is what's needed if you want that range, if you want that power. This bike will carry riders up to 350 pounds. So big guys like myself don't have to worry that we're pushing the limits of this beast. Now, as far as height goes, this can accommodate riders from 5'3" all the way up to 6'5". I'm 6'2", 260 pounds, so I have no problem, and I'm a big rider. So if you do watch this channel often, I kind of give the perspective of a heavier rider, a larger rider, so that way people that are larger like myself can know what these bikes can handle and if they are the right bike for you. Now I can attest that this bike is for heavier riders and it is really structurally sound, especially for bigger, larger riders. All right, so let's start with some of the specs. In the rear, you have a 1200 watt hub motor, which actually peaks at 1600 watts. So pretty powerful, especially for a bigger bike like this. You need some more power and this bike does have that. You do have dual hydraulic disc brakes. You get 180 millimeter rotors. I'd like to see something a little bigger on a bigger bike like this, but they're okay. They definitely do the job, so you don't have to worry about not stopping on this bike. You do have a functional brake light, tail light in the back, which is nice. And you do get this nice rack. It's sort of on the small side, but it will definitely carry some cargo for you if that's what you need. You do get 20 by 4 inch fat tires, which do a pretty good job over most terrain. You get some nice fenders, front and rear. We'll go over the front in a second, but this will keep the mud and stuff off of the bike and also off of yourself. You do get a unique suspension system here. So you have suspension on each side and it's kind of angled in a weird way. If you know why that is, please leave it in the comment section below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this and why they did it this way instead of up and down suspension system on the bike. Now you do get a really unique seat on this bike. This is a banana saddle seat and it is adjustable. There is a lever you can actually adjust for the height. So this lever pulls out and it will pull out this way and then you can adjust the seat up and down to your liking, but really cool. We don't see too many bikes with that style seat on it. So you do have your charging port right here, and you can actually use this battery to charge other devices, which is really cool to utilize that big, gigantic 60 amp hour battery. So really nice job for Aniioki to kind of utilize those parts. You do have some really nice front forks on this bike. They do a really good job of softening the load. So we're really impressed with what they put on here. We don't know what the brand is exactly, but they do a really good job. You have a really nice bright headlight in the front. Does a really good job of lighting the road. And also your front fender, your front 20 by 4 inch tire, and also your front brakes. What's also really nice about this bike is you get a 7-speed Shimano shifter. All right, so here are your speeds in the back. You do get a pretty large crankset, so we want to see how pedaling is on this bike. Normally, these type of bikes aren't made for pedaling, so we want to see how pedaling is on this bike with this large crankset. Another really cool feature of this bike is it does come with an anti-theft system, and you get these 2 key fobs. And actually, to turn on the bike, all you do is hit that middle button. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but you hit it twice and the display will light up and your bike is ready to go. So this power button will not work on the bike to turn it on. You have to do it from these key fobs. So really neat. And to lock this bike, all you have to do is either hit the lock or the unlock button and the bike will turn off. And then if you move the bike, the alarm will sound. So we're gonna sit on the bike and show you guys the handlebars and the controls, and then we'll take it out for our first impressions ride. So let's start the bike up. So starting from the left-hand side, you do have your locking hand grips, which are really nice to see. These things aren't going anywhere. Your left brake lever, and also your controls here. Your pedal assist up, which goes all the way up to level 5, and all the way down to level 0, which is no pedal assist. You do get a headlight button as well. So if you hit that, your headlight is gonna go on. We'll have to adjust that, that's way too high. All right, and you also have the information button, which can change from your max power, average, odometer, tripometer, things like that. All right, in the center of the display, you do have your battery meter right here. You have 5 bars. This will give you your miles for your tripometer or your odometer, whichever you choose from your selector on the left-hand side. You do get your speed in miles per hour in the center there. And this circular thing is probably how much power you're putting out for the bike, I would guess. So we'll see that on our first impressions ride. And also your pedal assist level, which is right here. On the right-hand side, you have your shifter from Shimano. You have your half twist throttle, your half locking grip, and also your horn. All right, same old synthesized horn we hear on a lot of these bikes. And last but not least, your right brake lever. The seating position on this bike is quite nice, especially with that comfortable banana saddle. All right, we really like it. We want to see what it feels like on our first ride impressions. You know, sitting here stationary isn't going to tell us the whole story. So we'll see how that feels on our first ride. But guys, really excited to show you how this thing performs. All right, so let's get on the bike and see what it's got. All right, so we're on the Aniioki A8 Pro Max, and right off the bat, it feels really comfortable to sit on. Riding position is really good. We're gonna do a brake test at the storm drain like usual. There we go. All right, so we left them up, and that was really good. That stopped very well, so the brakes work really good. All right, throttle has really good response. It's pretty torquey. And we're going to see what we get for top speed on this road here. It says top speed is 33 miles per hour on the website, and we just hit 34. So we got it up to 34 miles per hour. So right on the money. Really nice control with the bike, but it does feel big. So it feels like there's some substance to it, you know, and obviously you're powering 52 volt, 60 amp hour battery. So that thing is 33 pounds. So this thing has to be, you know, pretty beefy to house that battery and power this bike, being on the heavier side at 101 pounds with the battery in it. Pedaling actually isn't that bad. My knees aren't coming up as much as I thought they would. So that's really good. I mean, it's 25 and I'm not ghost pedaling yet. So 26 miles per hour. No ghost pedal, and we really love that a bike like this of its size has 7 physical speeds or gears. So still pedaling, it can still feel resistance. That's 27 miles per hour and still giving me resistance on the pedals. So really nice. We kind of figured that when we saw the larger crankset. But we are in gear 7, so keep that in mind. All right, so we actually felt resistance even at 34 miles per hour. So really impressive. As far as pedaling goes, this thing could definitely be a contender as far as being able to actually pedal and feel comfortable doing it, you know, and having the choice between pedaling and throttle, like an actual legit choice. So really like it. Horn is that synthetic sound, but we're loving the torque of this A8 Pro Max. Suspension feels really good, and the seat is actually, it's pretty comfortable. So it's not the softest seat in the world. We would have loved to see something a little bit softer, but it's okay. We're gonna take it in our field here. Let's see how it does over this curb. All right, so it kind of bottomed out there. Might have to adjust the front forks there. Yeah, guys, this thing is really nice. All right, so if you hear some shaking in the front, it's actually the headlight. I don't think I tied it down the way I should have. How's it going? This thing is really good for its size and the price. I mean, like I said, you can get this thing for $18.49 with coupon code EASYHEIMER, which is a pretty good deal. Yeah, you get that motorcycle, moped style of e-bike. That just looks really cool. You can pedal at top speeds of what we saw was 34 miles per hour. So the top speed of the bike. You can use that throttle whenever you need to. But guys, really nice bike. We're super impressed. And we're going to do a range test with that 60 amp hour, 52 volt battery and see how much we actually get. But yeah, if you look, our headlight was up here when we first started, when we did our test in the garage, and it went all the way down. So that rattling was just the headlight. But really nice. That seat, you know, it's comfortable as far as like sitting position at its seat though. Fatigued after a while, you know, on your backside. Shocks did a really good job in the field at least. The front forks, we definitely have to see about adjusting those though, because they were kind of bottoming out on us when we were going through that path. So I'll have to see how to go about doing that. But fantastic bike. And we were really impressed with how fast you can actually pedal without ghost pedaling. We did not get ghost pedaling on this bike yet. And we were going 34 miles per hour, it said on the speedometer. So pretty impressive. And you do get a quite large crankset, and that could definitely have something to do with it. Well, it definitely has something to do with it. So it's a really good option, especially if you're looking for something to get you range and to do your commute on. And also being able to stay fit, you know, get some exercise. The reason why I started getting into e-bikes was to get some exercise on these things while also having fun. Kind of got carried away on me, but this is why I absolutely love these things, because they come out with all these different styles that we get to test out and see what they're all about. So let's get back on the bike. And we definitely love the security system, the anti-theft system on here as well. All right, let's go. Yeah, it's very nimble for being such a large bike. To be able to control that in tight spaces, around tight turns, things like that, and has some nice power to get up hills with no issues at all. But we're really psyched to see how much range we can get out of that 60 amp hour 52 volt battery. You know, they're claiming 200 miles. Now granted, that's probably the lowest pedal assist, power assist the bike is going to put out to get 200 miles, but that is really impressive if we come even close to that. You know, if you go over 100 miles, which I'm definitely sure you can with this bike, that alone is super impressive. Better than anything we've ever seen on an e-bike. But guys, if you want to see more videos on this A8 Pro Max, please let us know your ideas in the comment section below. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below as well. We'll get back to everybody. Save yourself $50, get this bike for $18.49 on Aniioki.com. Helps out the channel. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you. Peace out.